Hey guys, I am here today to do a review on a new product I recently purchased at Spirit Halloween. It is called Man's Possessed Friend, or Bubba as I call him. And it's this, as you can see, it's this dog house with a dog that jumps out of it at you. There will be a demo of it, but it is... Okay, let me just tell you a bit about the struggle that I went through to get this. So there are about 15 Spirit Halloween stores in my, in my vicinity, and I went to, let's see, I think the first time I went to one of them was like the weekend after Labor Day weekend, so like September 7th, I want to say. I think that was it. And so when I went there on September 7th, I went to, the local, my nearest store. It was actually a pretty big store, probably one of the biggest stores in my area. And I wasn't actually looking to buy anything that time. I'd seen a couple things online, I thought some things kind of might look cool. But so we went into the store, and they had a lot of stuff. But they did have this Bubba on display, which was the thing that I had sort of thought was especially cool. And I said, okay, well, that might be a good thing for me to buy. And, and I had brought like a coupon and some of my money that I'd saved up just in case I did decide to buy him. But, and I looked around and I noticed, well, there wasn't any in a box for sale. There weren't any of them in a box. And, that was a little bit weird, I thought. But, I didn't really think much of it. So, we went there. That was like September 7th. So we left, and then the next weekend I went to another store that was like another store in my area. And that time, I still wanted to wait like a week or so to buy it. Bubba, because, it still wasn't totally the Halloween season yet. And that time when I went to the store, not only did they not have any Bubbas in a box for me to buy, but they didn't even have any on display. And that was sort of like a red flag for me, because, they didn't have any at the other store, but I thought for sure that because of that they would have had some at the other store, the next store that I went to. And so that was sort of strange, I thought. But again, I just said, oh, okay, well, the next store we'll go to, they'll have some for sure. And, but then that week went by, and then the next week, I brought all my money and my coupon. I was gonna pay for it in cash. And, so we went up to the store, and what do you know, they didn't even have one on display, just like the previous one, and of course not in a box. So, we actually showed, one of the store, employees, we showed her a picture of it, and she said, oh, I don't have any, of those right now, and, apparently they also only had one to start with, and she was very nice, very good employee, and she went up and looked on her computer for us, and they have this inventory, and so she looked on her computer at the inventory, and it said that there are about 15 or 16 stores in my general area, and none of the stores had any Bubbas, on hand, I guess, so to speak, or I guess that's what you call it, and only 2 of them had one that was even the display. So that was really concerning for me. And then it said that Spencer's, which is the distributor, I think, to Spirit Halloween, they had 70 or so still on hand that they could sell. But so we looked on their website, and it said sold out. And then on the inventory, it also said that SpiritHalloween.com had -2 of them remaining, that was really weird. And I had actually already seen online that he was sold out, but, I just thought for sure they would still have him in the stores. So, but then we scrolled down, and we found that the only store that had one, that was even, remotely close, was 100 miles away. And it said, well, and we just assumed that because it said they had 2 of them on hand, which would mean that there would be the display plus another one in a box to buy, we assumed. And that was the only one. So, you know, but we said, okay, well, we're not going to do that. We're just going to wait until surely they'll get another shipment of them. And which we weren't totally sure about that either, because it said there were none in transit to any of the stores either, or on hold. So anyways, 2 days later, this other store opened in my local area. And we thought it had just opened that day. So we went down to the store thinking, oh, well, they'll have one for sure. They just opened. And we went down there, and they did have one on display, but they did not have one in a box. And so we actually asked the people there, and they said they had just opened the previous night, and literally the Saturday, we went there on Sunday, like a Sunday afternoon. Saturday night they opened, and the night they opened, like probably like an hour after they opened, they sold the only Bubba that they had. So that was, you know, that was just bad luck. I mean, tough luck for us, because that was really crazy. And we didn't even know they were open. But anyways. Oh, another thing was, they also would not sell us the store display of any of them. And, you know, we didn't really want this display, but if that was what it came down to, we would most certainly get one, because I really wanted one. And, you know, I'd been planning to get one, and I'd saved up for it. But they said they could not sell us the display until October the 22nd, which is apparently when they sell all their things. Like auction them off or something. It sounded really competitive, but then I've heard that other stores do sell the displays, so I don't get why none of the stores in my area didn't sell them. But that, again, just bad luck for us. So, you know, but we asked them to look at the inventory, and, you know, again, none of them had one. Still the -2 of SpiritHalloween.com, and then the Spencer's, the supplier, they were down to 30. So that means that between Friday and Sunday, they had already somehow, they must not have sold them online, because they were sold out online, but they must have, like, distributed them to the stores or something, and they were already down to 30 of them. So, finally, we just decided, okay, well, we gave this store that was like 100 miles away, we gave them a call, and they said, and we said, well, can you ship it to us? And, they said no. And then, but they did say that they could hold it for us. So then, after that, my dad, this was just, I still can't believe he did this. This was just a very nice thing for him to do. He actually offered to, drive down to the store and buy one, over 100 miles away. And I said, okay, well, Dad, I don't want it that badly. I mean, come on. But he said that he thought it would be nice to have too, and that he wanted to do that. And, you know, you can imagine I was very grateful to him for that. And I still am, of course, but that was just, you know, shows what a wonderful dad I have, and I'm really lucky that I have such a good dad. But anyways, it's too bad that that was what it came down to, that we literally had to drive 100 miles to buy one. But we did. So the next day, after I got off of school and he got off of work, after, you know, a long day at work as usual, we drove down to this store and bought one. And, you know, they were very nice there. I gave them my, you know, cash to pay for it, which is kind of funny, because it was like, you know, with the coupon, it was like still like $130 or something outrageous like that. But they, you know, they wouldn't expect you to pay in cash for something that much, but I did. And so they gave me another coupon, and then they gave it to us, and we, you know, we took it home, and then, yeah, and then we set it up, and it worked great, but it was very, very difficult to set up. It took, like, with my dad and I, or me, I guess, I don't know, both working on it, it took, like, close to 2 hours, I think, to get it fully assembled and turned on. And, you know, there were some confusing parts, like the head didn't really twist into place at first, and we were a little worried that it might not work. And, but luckily for us, it did. You know, we had good luck on that, at least. But then when we got it all working, it was just amazing. I can't tell you how amazing it was. I think it's definitely my favorite, you know, decoration or figure that I bought at the Spirit Halloween store, and I highly recommend it to anyone who can come across one. But I doubt at this late time, by the time you're seeing this will almost be like October, I doubt they'll have any more, but, you know, you can try, but maybe you'll have better luck than I did. But anyways, so that was the story. So that was not a fun experience getting one, but when we did get one, it was worth it. I will say it was worth it because it is just amazing, you guys. I am not gonna actually film the unboxing of this, but I think I took a couple pictures. I actually unboxed it about 4 days ago, so I'm going to show you what it looks like all set up and on display. Well, you know, working, turned on. It's a really, really cool, like I said. Works perfectly, nothing wrong with it. I just love everything about it. The dog house is very, like, it's kind of cut short in the back, like not as wide as a regular dog house would be, but what do you expect? I mean, it's still really cool. You know, the eyes light up, the dog jumps out of the dog house really quickly right when you press the button or start it or trigger it, and it's just really, really cool overall. So, all in all, it was definitely, again, hands down, one of my favorite, if not my favorite, item that I've ever got at the Spirit Halloween store, and I will be showing you the demo of it. I also want to thank my YouTube friend Maria for being very supportive in my, you know, endeavor to buy this.